Stickman X Studio. Yeah. Anyway, what this video is all about is another animation from Stickman Nodes. However, once again, most of these stick figures are not mine. Except for this one on the screen you see right here. I actually got a lot more stuff in my inventory for animation and all that, and I really want to get all that stuff put down. So, here's the animation. I hope you enjoyed it. With the animation being said, that character right there in the blue, in the white guy with the blue, he's basically another character that I made up. However, I actually will make these two fight one time in the future because I feel bad that overpowered mage. I feel bad that he's an overpowered character, but he's really just a fake. And it is really Killer Zant hiding as him with the shapeshift power that I gave it. I really feel sorry for that, because if he's overpowered, then he would probably match his power a little bit. Even though he can create force fields, he can summon other people to fight for him, he could teleport out of existence, then come right back after his minions are defeated. He could summon a whole entire army without even having to do anything. He can just look at someone and they feel scared already. Because he's cursed, of course. He can just summon those fists that he just summoned and punch them out of the world. He can smash them into the ground. His peak physical force is actually infinity. So if you get him to that point when he's ready to do it, he will go infinity and start changing the background and all that. He'll start doing whatever he wants instead, and he'll start changing the background. For example, he's in a white dimension right now for battling, but get him in the right spot, he will actually teleport to the outskirts, or he will change the background to a hacking dimension or something like that, similar to drawing cartoons too. For Hacker X. Also, I did make a version for Hacker X in this, but I don't really want to show him because he's not even ready. He's not 0.5% ready. And also, I never saved Hacker X as a character, which means he was a custom item. And because he's a custom item, in my previous edits, all I had to do was do a eraser, then draw something, then undo it, then go to edit, and then boom, he was right there in the editing slot waiting for me. And there's gonna be thousands probably coming to his character, because he's probably one of the strongest characters I ever made. Even though this guy's probably the strongest. I'm not sure yet, because I'm not sure what his peak physical force is intentionally, per se, even though he's infinity. Intentionally, I'm not sure what his peak physical force is going to be, because he basically has Stickman X powers, which is a lot of other powers. His main are his spike attacks, where he summons his spikes on his hand and then attack him, or when he does a spike trail that leads to his enemy that he's attacking. Another one that he does is he actually another main one is that he teleports around and tries to confuse the opponent before attacking. He also has the dark fire. As you watch for a lot of them, I put dark fire in there. Yeah, it's like fire except dark. You get it. And then there is his other main one, which is laser eyes. He hasn't really used it much because it's not really his main. It's really something that helps him charge up. Like if he needs to charge up, he will also use his laser eyes to go inside of his head to charge up enough electricity to make a clap. You know how the Hulk does a thunder clap like that? Where he claps so hard it breaks almost all the ground. That's basically what he can do. But also he has, if you guys didn't know about Wither X, I don't think I ever posted him in a video. I don't think. which I have to check. Wither X is basically a Wither skeleton, except he has an X crossed like as ribcage area. He has white dot pupils. He has like a Zant smile, but like a Killer Zant's one. And he basically has Stickman X powers, but he doesn't have the fire or teleportate. Well, he has the teleportation, but if you guys didn't know, I actually made a fake comic per se about where where Sonic .exe kills him, and then takes his skull, turning into him to confuse his brothers into thinking it's actually him. And then eventually the pirate one was smart enough to know that he was not actually his brother, so then he attacks him, but he wasn't strong enough. Wither X is strong. Wither X is actually, like I said, is actually Sonic .exe, even though he's in a Wither skeleton body. Eventually, because Sonic .exe possessed him, because of that happening, and he brought him back to life. That means that he's just holding him captive in his own body. Eventually, he broke all that captive, and then held Sonic .exe captive. But after that, once he transformed to Stickman X because of the command block from Alan Becker's figures per se. It's not an actual animation or anything. I just made it up for his backstory. The command block was like a glitch command block, and is actually meant to glitch him out of existence until Alan Becker himself clicked the reset button on Red's inventory, which caused the glitch to actually glitch to him. So it turned him into a Stickman like them, and he basically just bossed them. Also, with that also happening, there's two more things I want to say about him. What was I going to say? After resetting it, the command block powers went to the command block glitch ability went to Stickman X himself, so if he has to, he can glitch out of existence, then glitch back, similar to how this character can teleport out of existence to teleport back. I just say that if he can do that, then he can basically just like leave, come right back, punch, leave, come right back, kick, leave, come back, right back, laser eyes, and then thunderclap. And then the other thing is Stickman X. You haven't seen it much, but he actually has a second ego, which is basically Sonic .exe, except when they get aged. When Sonic .exe is still trapped there, when Stickman X becomes a Stickman, those two souls are combined into one, but like has a crack in between them, which I'll post a picture once I make it. A crack in between them. There's like a crack in between them, and with that crack in between those two, one is Sonic .exe and one is Stickman X. The dark side is Sonic .exe, Stickman X is the light side. If you know those type of videos and all that. But the thing is, tomato, if Stickman X needs Sonic .exe to do something, he'll do it because he's basically the master of his own body. Stickman X is the master of his own body, and Sonic .exe would die instantly if he chose to kill him. So he basically just decided to do his bidding, just if he needed it. And if he needed anything to be done, he would do it. Like, if you get him to infinity and you're still bossing him like One Punch Man, he's actually a tough fighter because he beat the Hulk. And the Hulk, actually, fun fact about the Hulk, as the more mad he gets and the more you beat him up, the stronger he gets. One time he got so strong that his veins were glowing green. Watch that on YouTube because that's an actual video. But still, even if One Punch Man tried to like defeat him, no offense to the creators, I love it. It's all good and all that. I just don't want to offend you guys because I feel like you guys are going to sue me after this. Hopefully not, but I was going to say that One Punch Man does not have the physical peak to take on Stickman X, because even if he got him to his infinity level and he couldn't do nothing to him, he basically get Stickman X. I gave him that name. Well, when it's Sonic .exe's turn, it's Stickman/X. Stickman/X is basically a murderer. He literally has a knife always in his arm, and he can't take it out, and he's the only one worthy to use it. So if anyone else tries to pick it up and use it against him, it will not work. And he also is the The sky also goes black around where he is, and eventually he can summon thunder on you if he wants to. He'll teleport twice as fast. He has a deadly smile that's sharp, like, you know those sharp smiles with sharp jagged teeth? I mean, not jagged, but sharp teeth. Like, do a Sant smile, but get rid of all those lines, then do a sharp, smile teeth in there. That's how it'll look. Also, his eyes are now red at this time. Usually Stickman X won't really have any eyes unless he got to infinity, which is white eyes, completely white, and they're glowing so bright that if you even looked at it, it'd burn your eye sockets. That's only for, like, overpowered peak condition like One Punch Man. But Goku probably won't survive that, no offense to the creators, because, I mean, I know he can go Super Saiyan and all that, but, actually, I'm not even sure if that's Goku. I don't remember. But, Stickman X is actually capable of even hitting him even when he dodges, because if you don't know, when he goes to Stickman/X, even if you dodge him, it's going to land a hit on you, because he basically teleports that hit to you, or he backs time up where he can hit you. And then if you try to dodge a fireball attack, he literally just brings his arm right out to give them hallucination to think that something else is happening when the fireball is literally coming right back to them from behind. Also, he has a soul catcher thing where Stickman/X actually has a soul catcher thing where he can catch their soul and then use their abilities against themselves. And then he can actually infect their soul with the dark virus that will actually, get him to do what he wants. And Stickman, when he transforms back to Stickman X, they're no longer under the curse. However, every time he transforms back into Stickman/X, the curse will be there. Because once, let's say he has a very hard boss and he transforms into Stickman/X, they're literally going to come they're literally going to go as fast as they can to where Stickman/X is, because they know he would need assistance if he had to get summoned. And yeah, that's pretty much how that would happen. And if that happens, then yeah. Also, another fun fact about Stickman/X, he can just walk like 60 million miles away from a tree and burn it if he wanted to. And if he kicks you in the sweet spot, it's not gonna feel too good. Also, if he punches the ground hard enough, he'll make a beam so hard that it will actually blast away even the strongest characters. Also, the guy that made the strongest Stickman in the world, that's basically, a lot of people would try to say, no, it's not, it's my Stickman. It's not my Stickman. If he says it how he wants it to, that's his mindset. It's not yours, it's not mine, it's his. So if he wants it to be the strongest Stickman in the world, don't try to, argue with him, because then he's probably going to sue you or something, even though I don't know if he's that type of guy, no offense. But I still don't want to bother with him, because I'm just going to say my figure is not strong enough to fight him, even though he is an infinity part, because I figure this guy can actually defeat Dark Boy if he wanted to. But I'm not going to say that, because then Dark Boy's going to get mad at me for using, for saying all that. Also, I do want to say that figure I said that was strongest, don't argue with no one just because they said something. It's their imagination, it's not yours. Also, another fun fact about Stickman X, after he's done with Hacker X form, he transforms into a ghostly-like form where only ghosts can get him, but even they aren't powerful enough to get him. He transforms into a ghost mode because he drops the crystals that allow him to be human. The crystals flow around him, no one can grab him, even ghosts can't grab him. But after he gets defeated in that mode, which is highly impossible, then that's when he goes to his Infinity Stone state. Then that's when he goes into his buff state. Then after that, that's when he goes to his Super Saiyan Dark state, or Dark Super Saiyan state, even though he doesn't even have Super Saiyan. And then that's when he goes to this cursed Stickman X. And then after that, that's when he goes to infinity, because there's no other way. And then there's a lot more other transformations coming, like when he transforms into complete fire. He would touch a tree and it'd burn. And yeah. Also, I did have a character that I think some people would ship, even though I don't want to, is Stickman X and Fire Girl. Those two made up a good team, and that's why he even had the original firepower in the first place. Not the dark fire, but the firepower. That's the reason why he had it in the first place, because she bonded to him and said even though she's a female, she's not going to marry him or anything like that, even though I feel disgusted saying that. But you've seen that animation already, but I still don't feel like those two would be compatible for each other, because Fire Girl is like a character that would beat your shins if she could. She's possibly one of the toughest characters I have, even though she's fire and you can't even punch her, because if you try to punch her, it'll burn your hand, and plus you punch right through her and burn your full-on arm off. She's still one of the toughest characters. Like if there's a fire person to fight the fire, then that's when it gets places, because punch her in the stomach, she's just gonna bend back a little bit, then she's gonna deliver a fire punch, and that'll knock you like 50 miles away. Not strong enough to defeat Curse Stickman though, because he can punch anything he wants to, even Ghost, because he's a curse, if you get it. Also about Stickman X, he's completely different, because he's more aggressive, he's ready to get back into action. Most of the time, sometimes he can be lazy, but after being lazy for like 50 minutes, he's like, oh, it's time to get back to work. And plus, Stickman/X inside of him, stuck with him, basically, because he can't actually delete him or anything like that. He's stuck with him because he can punish him, like shock him inside of his own body, but he can't really do nothing to him after that. And along with Stickman/X, if he saw Fire Girl, he basically wanted to beat her up very badly, because though in my book, Sonic and Fire Girl would not make a great team, because those two have never had anything with each other. He probably tried to kill her from his old state when he's original Sonic, and he's way more aggressive than her. So if he even tried to land a fist on her, she'd probably attack him first. But also, those two had a backstory where they actually did work together, but Fire Girl eventually got tired of killing people and decided to betray him, and like she did an ultimate boss battle, but it wasn't enough to kill him. So then she just turned into like a fire fade that would like burn her away, and then she'd come back in a different area, and that's how she got to Stickman X in the first place. So if she was seen in front of him, he would attack him first, even though Stickman X